Hello there, welcome to episode 3 in Dan the Composer at the Piano podcast series. I'm focusing on the left hand today, and I've been thinking a lot about what to include in this episode, and I've settled on the common left hand style for jazz because I'm going to combine the left hand request with some left hand lead sheet requests. So I'm going to take a song, Ain't Misbehaving. It's in the key of E flat, and I'm going to show you exactly what my left hand is doing, but fortunately you're going to have to use your internal piano for this, and then go to the piano and practice what I've been talking about. That's one reason I like to do these podcasts, because you can't cheat by looking at my hands. You have to use your internal piano. So Ain't Misbehaving is in the key of E flat. It's a very simple 1-6-2-5 progression. It goes up a fourth, all the standard stuff. But let's emphasize exactly what the left hand does, and a bit later on in the podcast and here and there, I'll talk about a couple of philosophies and ideas about how you blend the hands together and don't just isolate one hand. The left hand does that, the right hand does that. No, they work together. So this is what you're going to do, and this is what you're going to be able to achieve. So I'm just going to play around the first time. Okay, right, go. So I don't know if you could hear what the left hand was doing. It's rooted on, if you can excuse the pun, the stride concept. But that isn't the only thing that's going on, and we can modify it and change it. I'm also going to use another song later. I'm thinking of Moonlight in Vermont. Very nice song as well. But we could do anything. Pure Imagination is pretty. So they're all rooted in the idea that you play the root note of the chord and then come up and play the chord, but there's just many other things you can do around that. So if you can get this down, it's really going to help. Second problem that you have to overcome is to acquire the chords and understand the chords to play. Otherwise, you'll play a bass note, but then where do you go? When you've got all these nice shapes to play, all these nice jazz things, and you don't know what they are. So I'm going to include that in this podcast as well. So first of all, get the idea and practice E flat in the bass, up to an E flat chord, put the major 7 on it if you can. So E flat G, B flat D. Going down to C, minor 7, C, E flat, G, B flat, F to F minor 7, which is F, A flat, C, and E flat, B flat 7, so B flat, D, F, and A flat. So first of all, get used to doing that with the little finger coming up to the chord. And you can play any B flat or E flat. You can play any bass note. You can play it all the way down here. You can play it up here if you want to sometimes. And you can bounce on the little finger. And you can do that an octave lower. It might sound a little bit muddy sometimes, but it kind of okay works. So it's just on the limit of being, audibly okay. F minor 7, B flat 7. So I just do that with the right hand, quite down, low down, and the left hand, the chords. Coming back up to what I was talking about earlier, the stride. So that's the general thing that you want to get down and practice, and let's take it further now. So the first thing to do is that you can play that as an octave in the bass. So you can go all the way down here, and you can play it as an octave together, which enriches the sound. Any speed. That's quite nice. And then you can descend or ascend the octave. So ascending, and I do these a lot, ascending and descending. You just do it whatever feels natural. That's a descending 1, ascending 1, descending 1, ascending, descending, ascending. And you can mix and match that. So let's go again even further. What you're going to do is put a semitone drop before you land on the next root note. So I'm going to go E flat. So I'm adding each thing I've said. So open octave, drop, so C sharp down to C. And then you don't do that all the time. Then you will go F sharp, F, B flat. So you don't do that on every single one. It gets a bit tedious. But so there's a descending, semitone drop, then I'll do an ascending on the F, ascending on the B flat, and then drop E, E flat, C sharp, C, descending octave on the F, ascending on the B flat. So get used to mixing those together. Now we go a bit further, and when you come up to the chord, you're going to play it in two different positions or in two different ways. So we've got the E flat coming up. So, of course, it depends on how long the chord is being played for. But let me just give you an example. So you'll go up from the E flat in the bass, and you'll play like E flat, B flat, and D, and then play the G after. So it's a bit more melodies coming out the left hand. So here I played C in the bass, I played C and D, I played the 9, the D, G and B flat, and then I played the E flat just afterwards. So I'm playing B flat, D and A flat, then I played B flat, F and A flat, and then I played D, F sharp and A flat, which is the augmented shape. So my little finger's just not playing the B flat, but it's sort of hovering over, the little finger's hovering over the B flat. So there's a bit of movement going on. So if I just do the right hand, you'll hear some of those things happening in the left hand. I'll try and do it slowly for you. You can hear the left hand doing its own little melody stuff. Trying to hold back the right hand so you can really hear what the left hand is doing. Now, the next thing I'd like to talk about is how the right hand assists the left hand. But there's actually one more thing I want to talk about in the left hand. Instead of playing just an octave, you can play a tenth or a minor tenth. So you don't have to play them at the same time because you may not be able to reach. So on E flat, that would be E flat to G. Even I can't really reach that. I can only get to the F sharp. I can't quite reach the G, but it doesn't matter. You're not going to play them at the same time. You're going to play them open. So E flat to G. Or when you're on the C, you go C to E flat for the minor. Or on F, you go F to A flat, the minor. And then you come up and play the chord, maybe in two positions. And when I say two positions, I mean my fingers are floating over the position. It could be an inversion. It could be like C, E flat, F and A flat, just the second inversion of F minor 7. And I might just play C, F and A flat, and then play E flat and A flat. It's completely spontaneous. So I'll do E flat, semitone drop to the C, up to the E flat, and then up to the chord. F descending, the chord, and then a nice fancy chord, which I'm going to talk about a little bit after. So just let me bring the right hand into the left hand where it assists. So in other words, it plays the chord as well. So the left hand isn't the only one that plays the chord. So let me just see how that works. You of course do it when there's no melody happening. So here, instead of just going, so there's nothing happening here until I play that F. So I could add the right hand to play that quick C and maybe just touch F minor 7 as we arrive at it. So I'll do it really slowly. The right hand's playing that chord. It's playing F, G, A flat, C and E flat, but the F and G are being played with the thumb. Then the left hand comes and takes over. Now the right hand is going to play that B flat augmented to help the left hand. It's handing it over. So I'll tell you when the right hand's playing a chord. Now, 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 now. Playing D and F sharp in the right hand, I'm going to play a chord now in the right hand. So you see, the right hand helps the left hand. Now, the method that that was mentioned in the comment was that all that was available to that individual was 1/5 octave. that's still something that you can use, maybe 20% of the time, it's kind of okay, because it's a nice, if you play like one, but the 5 and the 8 together, so the B flat and the E flat, so you could just go, or maybe put the 7 on top when it's a 7 chord, so E flat and then B flat and E flat together, and then C with the G and B flat together, F and the C and E flat together, and then the B flat with the D flat for the 7. A flat can be A flat with E flat and G, and then it goes to a minor 6. So it'll be A flat with B and C flat, technically, the B and the F. So you can still kind of use that, but just not opening it. If you open it, it would sound a lot more flowy. So you couldn't play it as a stride. So, you know, it's a bit limiting. It doesn't really work with this piece. It's too sparse. So hopefully you can get those left-hand stride ideas together. And just to drill it in once again, I'll play it just so you can hear it a bit more. Playing F and A flat there in the middle. So the right hand's doing all this other chord stuff as well, moving around with the chords. So I'm playing like E flat and my thumb and little finger. I've got the G and the B flat in the middle, E flat on top and bottom, but I'm moving around. So the F down to a D, D flat, C, but the G and B flat in the middle never move. I do that on any chord, so on like G minor or F minor 7. I've got A flat and C in the middle, and I can keep the F there. I can go up to the G, down to the E flat, down to the D, but the A flat and C flat stay in the middle. So you can move around like that. So that's the idea. Now let me just go to a slower piece, and then I'll give you the nice chords which are possible in certain keys, because a lot of the jazz repertoire is written in the same kind of key, so you see the same kind of shapes. You can use them frequently. So I think Pure Imagination is maybe a nice song to do. It's in E flat as well. So the melody, this is a lot slower, so it's not, you don't really play this song as a stride, it doesn't really work. It's just a bit too, the song is supposed to be slow and melodic and pretty, that's why I've sort of chosen it. So we can do some slightly more rolling stuff in the left hand, which is just the only other idea I wanted to give you, where the left hand is making its own melody, but without the stride. So it's going F minor 7, you can put a 9, in it, a G if you want. You always put a 9 with any chord, really, it works. B flat 7, and then E flat major 7. So it's just 2-5-1 onto E flat. F minor 7, F sharp whole diminished, G minor 7, C7. But focus on the left hand rather than the chords. It's not a tutorial for the song, it's just what my left hand is doing. I'm just letting you know what chords I'm playing. So I'm going to do the rolling thing. I'm going to go, here I'm going D flat, D, D flat, C. Is it a little trill, little appoggiatura? Nice. So here I'm going to go F, C, F, A flat, C in the left hand. Now B flat down here, D, F, A flat, C for the 9, C flat for the flat 9, E flat, D, that's all you really need there. And then I'm going to do that minor 10th thing, F and A flat, F sharp and A, G and B flat, to the G minor 7 chord with a 9, so G, A, B flat, D, F, down to the C, and then both hands are going to play that C7 chord. You could put a D flat in the middle for a flat 9. So that sounds pretty. So my left hand is just playing any notes of the chord. I'm not thinking about inversions, I'm just playing the notes of the chord that I can see. And it's almost playing its own little melody. So I'll just play it so you can hear what it sounds like, but then I'm going to play it without the right hand, and I'd like to do that also with Ain't Misbehaving. let's go to the second part. Left hand there. So a lot of that was the left hand, to be honest. And I'll just play with without the right hand, the Ain't Misbehaving. So just to get back into your brain again quickly. That one. Okay, so just the left hand. So you can see what's happening in the left hand. It's doing its own thing. And with this song, Pure Imagination, it's just... So I'm just going to play the left hand only. So if you see if you can listen to what's happening, I am just playing one chord, but I'm just animating it. I'm just playing like when it's F minor 7, again, I'm playing F in the bass. And I might go C in octave, you know, the limited one, the sparse one, F, C, F. Then I might just play together, F and A flat, add the C, add the E flat, build up the chord. It sounds nice when you do it in the actual piece. It sounds really nice. Keep going and put the G on top, 9. In the B flat, 1, 3, 7, flat 9, 3 again, maybe a G on top, the 13. It just sounds pretty. It's all being built up with the left hand. That wasn't the right hand, that was the left hand doing it. I think that's quite a lot to play around with. In the left hand, apply it to any song you wish. I'll just do it maybe very quickly because everyone knows I like to use Fly Me to the Moon as a demonstration song. 65-1 in the key of C. Perfect song, everyone knows it. So I'll do the first one, the stride one, like that. And again, I'm gonna have its own little thing. Semitone drop, playing the chord in different positions. F to A, there's the 10. E, A, D to F, up to the B, down to C again, with the right hand. Left hand, left hand, left hand, left hand. Left hand, left hand. Here I just did a little octave climb ascending thing. D, E, F, F sharp, G. Just sounds quite nice when you hit it with a blues note. So I'm playing C and E flat with a C on top. E, F, F sharp, G, finishing on a C major 9 sharp 11, so C in the left hand, right hand's playing D, E, F sharp, B, D, E, F sharp, B, D. just so you know what I'm doing. And I'm doing it slowly. idea. I'm just rolling around the left hand and just almost playing what I want on the chord. So I'm just avoiding that. You can actually learn some patterns where you go like 1, 5, octave, cross over to the third, that kind of thing. Okay, but they're just very rigid, and I want you to be a lot freer and not just be stuck in these left-hand patterns as if you're reading sheet music and you have to play it that way. Be free. Play what you want. Now, the chords. I'll give you some nice, tasty chords to apply the stride with. Otherwise, you can't, you'll do the bass note and then you won't have anything to come up to. So, in the key of E flat, of course, E flat major 7 is very nice. Now, a nice chord to play on the C minor 7. First of all, every minor 7 chord, you can put a 9 between the root and the minor. So, C minor 7, your ring finger can play the D. On F minor 7, your ring finger can play the G. It's like that. On G minor 7, the ring finger can play the A. So you can get a nice minor 9 very easily. So get familiar with those. Get familiar with C minor, F minor, G minor, A minor with a 9, D minor with a 9, E minor with a 9, but it's the F sharp. E flat minor, 9, because the ring finger can play the F. B flat minor, the ring finger can play the C. So it's a very standard position, so get that one down. But let me just go through the key and give you the jazz chords in those keys. So maybe pen and paper ready. And visualize them as well. On the C, when it's the 6th chord, like 6th of E flat, normally it's a minor 7. Okay, sometimes you can play it as a major third based chord. A nice position is to play E, G sharp, which is an augmented, B flat, D sharp. This sounds nice. So I play E flat major 7, C in the bass, and that chord, that's the jazz chord. And it sounds very nice. E, G sharp, B flat, D sharp. So it's technically C sharp, C augmented, sharp 9. On the F, it's nice to play a 13. So you play E flat, A and D, but the G in there, the 9. So E flat, G, A, D. You'll play that a lot. A similar position is on B flat, where you play exactly the same, physically the same finger position. You can just lift your hand up, lock the fingers in place, and plop it down on A flat, C, D, G. That's a B flat 13 because it starts on the dominant 7. It's not an A flat chord, it's a B flat chord. It just happens to be the dominant 7 on the bottom. So A flat, C, D, and G. That's a nice one. You can do the same shape on E flat, giving you a D flat, F, G, C. E flat 13. Very, very nice. A nice chord to play is when you're playing a 7 chord, is to put a flat 5 in it, and that looks nice on when you're playing like an E7. Put a B flat in it instead. Sounds nice. On the D, same shape. D7, D F sharp, A C, play an A flat in there. On A it works as well. Lots of things you can do on A because it's a very common chord. It's a 6th of C, or it's a 3rd of F, it's a 2nd of G. It appears a lot in all this music. So A7, put the E flat in the middle. So you've got A, C sharp, E flat, G. You're going to do that a lot. Play the 13 on the A, so that would be G, C sharp, F sharp, but you can put a B in there as well to get the 9. You can put the B flat in there to get the flat 9. So these are just common positions that you're going to land on and see them very frequently. On the G, you play the 13, so F, B, and E, but put an A in there for the 9. On the D, you can get the nice flat 9 and sharp 9 positions. So you'll be F sharp, C, E sharp, which is technically an F, but you can't call it an F because there's already an F sharp. So technically it's an E sharp because it's a sharp 9. E is the 9, sharpened. So definitely get that one in the fingers. F sharp, C, and E sharp. Or F sharp, C, and E flat for the flat 9. The softer one. And you can move around them as well. The thumb just falls down from the E sharp to the E to the E flat. Happens a lot on the D. I think that's almost most of them really. The most important ones anyway. Get familiar with whole diminished positions as well. C sharp, whole diminished. So C sharp, E, G, A sharp. E flat, whole diminished. E flat, G flat, A, C. F sharp, whole diminished is common. F sharp, A, C, D sharp. G whole diminished is common. G, B flat, D flat, E. E is a common one, whole diminished. E, G, B flat, D flat. But I think you should just get all those down, to be honest. You can do a little pinky bounce run through the chromatics in whole diminished. So you, with both hands, play the whole diminished, and you just go up, bouncing chromatically. C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, A flat. A flat whole diminished is not very common, but A is. B flat you can see sometimes. B whole diminished is almost never seen in jazz. C again. So the fingers just fall onto those positions. So I think those chords are quite important. And of course, E flat major 7, A flat major 7, B flat major 7, C major 7, F major 7, G major 7. These are very common major 7s. But the voicings I've shown you, go back and listen to them, write them down, play them. Just get familiar with them because you'll see them everywhere. When we're playing Ain't Misbehaving, I'm playing E flat major 7. I'm going to the C, and I'm actually playing E, G, B flat, D sharp. I'm putting the sharp 9 on the top. I gave you the one with the G sharp, but you can play a G in it, just a regular 5. So it sounds nice. So I'm playing it there. On the F, I'm playing F minor 7, but the G is in there with my ring finger. On the B flat, I'm playing A flat, C, D, G. I gave it to you earlier. You can even drop the C to a C flat to get the flat 9. To get that jazzy sound. So I'm really using them in this. C1, F minor 9, B flat 13, flat 9. Yeah, I'm using them. Here I'm using E flat 13, the D flat, F, G, C, A flat major 7, A flat minor 6, and back to the E flat 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. So these are really, really, really used shapes, and you see them being used by Bill Evans, and Oscar Peterson, all these people, Barry Harris. They all use these nice voicings. A flat 13 with a 9 you also get, which is G flat, B flat, C and F. That's a common one on A flat. I've got a video on my YouTube channel where I talk about my favourite chords in each key and the most common chord types in each key. It's 2 different videos. Maybe have a look for those. So that's quite a lot, I think, for you to play around with the left hand. I'm just thinking if I could just add anything else to the end of the episode. I did a little bit want to go through the jazzstudies.us website, which I do have, because I know that somebody asked how I reinforce repertoire onto my internal jukebox. But I'm going to make that, I guess, episode 4, because I have quite a lot of things to say about the internal jukebox and how to listen to songs before you even look at the lead sheet. First of all, you need to get the song on your internal jukebox. So that's going to be quite an interesting conversation in episode 4. However, I would actually just like to just give 1 or 2 quick examples of just random songs. I'll get a slow one and a bit more of a rhythmic one. I've just seen the song here, But Not For Me. I'm on jazzstudies.us. It's all free. It gives you the lead sheets without the melodies, which is good for ear training. And it gives you it in its original key, but you can put it in any key. And it even has the number version as well, the number system. So, But Not For Me is a very, very nice song. There's a lovely version by Diana Crowell, actually, who plays it live. So, But Not For Me is a simple 1-6-2-5 again in the key of E flat, like so many songs are. That's why I'm giving you these shapes. So this one is... there's an E flat 13 I'm using. I'm not going to go through the whole song, but it's just another example of how the left hand, I'm only going to play the chords, E flat major 7, but slowly. So I'm playing E flat, G and D, but I'm now going to play the G, B flat and D, not with the E flat now, because it's already established the key. Might touch on the C, and then go to the C and the E flat, the minor 10, play C minor 9, play the second inversion of it, roll down the notes of the chord, F minor 7 again. I'm playing F and A flat, minor 10th of the way, but then I'm keeping the A flat on top, and my fingers are coming up to play C, E, F, and A flat, the inversion. And they're right next to the A flat can stay there and play the 7 now of B flat 7, so B flat, D, F, and A flat. And I might just touch on the augmented, the F sharp. So yeah, I forgot I was doing the inversion. 7 with the minor 10, C, F7, semitone drops to the B flat, right hand building up the chord, B flat minor 7, E flat 13, the D flat, G and C. So even that pretty song, the same kind of things are happening. I'm just going to zoom down and find one that's a little bit more sort of stridey that I know. So I found Let's Do It, Let's Fall in Love. It's in the key of B flat. So we'll do an augmented onto that F. So it's 5th. And the melody is on the G, I believe. So first of all, I'll play the song so you know what it sounds like. So it's like that. So, very simple melody, G flat to F, lovely song by Cole Porter. So, a left hand, I can do the B flat 6 chord. B hold diminished. I said earlier you rarely see that chord, but it's in this song. But it's very rare to get B hold diminished. Semitone drop to the C to the E flat on top to come up to C minor 7. Drop down to the F7 but play a 13, so E flat with a 9, E flat, G, A and D. Descending octave on the B flat 6. Maybe drop down to the A flat to get the 7 and highlight it in the bass. Semitone drop up to the, or semitone climb in a way, to the E flat 6. And then it goes to minor 6. Down to the D and F for the D minor 7. Semitone drop on the G13, so F, B and E. Put an A flat in there because it's a flat 9. C minor 7 with a little drop. F. Here I'm playing C, E flat, G flat and A, but with the F, because that gives you an F7 flat 9, the G flat being the flat 9 and the E flat being the dominant 7. So, that's a C. And it's the D augmented to G flat 9, G13 flat 9, C7, F augmented. So the same kind of things. Playing the C sharp, E flat and F there to get the sharp 5, the dominant 7 and the F, and back again. So there's a slow song and a sort of more upbeat song just to show the ideas again, make the podcast a little bit longer as well. So I really hope that you're going to have a lot of fun with that. And in terms of maybe a technical exercise for it, you could just simply do things around the cycle of fourths, just take a chord type like a 7th, and just go around the cycle of fourths. You can do many exercises around the cycle of fourths or chromatically. So just get used to doing. I'm just playing E7, playing dominant 7th chords with the descending or ascending, bass. Quite fun. And then maybe play each one a bit longer to get a bit more movement in it. Try and do some of them with more advanced shapes. So I'm on the F sharp now, so I just play a regular F sharp 7. Now on the G I can play the 13 one, go to the flat 9 with the A flat in the middle, A flat, go to that nice shape I gave you. The A could be the minor with the 9 in it, B flat could be the 13 with the flat 9, the B could be the whole diminished, why not give it a little bit of a shout out, back to C again with a minor 9 perhaps. So you can really just personalise them into random chord sequences without actually playing a melody. I am already looking forward to episode 4, where I'm going to talk about lead sheets, internal jukebox stuff. I guess I'll give you a couple of albums to listen to as well. And if you could write down some favourite songs you'd like, maybe we can use them in the episode. So I guess I'll record that in 2 or 3 days or something. If you can give me, I don't know, if I can get hold of maybe 5 or 10 songs from people, I'll go and find the best versions, and I'll show you exactly the process that I went through. And then we'll sort of go to the lead sheet in the episode itself and apply all this left-hand stuff and maybe put in some improvisation as well. It's all very exciting. I appreciate the feedback and content ideas very much. So there you go. I still haven't got an ending, but thank you very much for listening. Have a look at my YouTube channel and have a look at all my stuff. And I'll see you in episode 4. Thanks so much for listening. All the best. Bye for now.